Hello, it is KOZ here of the Abyss, of course. Thank you so much for 10,000 subscribers, which is insane. I went from literally 0 to 10,000 in 8 months. I 100% am so grateful, and I'm also very privileged to have grown so fast in such a small amount of time. And I'm not very good with thank yous. I did a couple of other thank yous in some of my other videos, and they're all very bad. I fear it's just the English in me, you know. Any English person really can't take any form of compliment, and 10,000 people watching my content, or at least being subscribed, is a compliment to me. So I asked you guys to give me 10 bosses from different From Software games, although nobody went outside of the Dark Souls franchise, which I'm kind of grateful for. Because if it was Elden Ring or Night Rain or Bloodborne, I would have rage quit. But yes, anyway, here are 10 bosses for 10,000, chosen by 10 of you wonderful people. Enjoy. Yeah, I don't really know how to close this out, so I'm just gonna go away now. First up, we have the Ruined Sentinels from Dark Souls 2 with the Cestus or Satus or however you say it. It's KRZ, I never pronounce anything correctly. But that point aside, I am using a bonfire aesthetic on the Dark Souls 2 bosses just to account for my health and stamina and any other good stuff. I thought this would be a breeze. I won't lie to you, because every weapon in Dark Souls 2 is pretty damn good. But it actually turns out that I have long forgotten how the Ruined Sentinels function. As always, Yahim goes down without a fight. And then I forgot you're actually meant to wait for either Alyssa or Reese to jump up onto the platform so you can then have another 1v1. So I instead went into the main pit with Alyssa and very quickly regretted it, because Reese loves to be a problem child and just, you know, start ganking you, and it's really entertaining actually. So I ended up being way too passive in a fight in which I'm meant to be as close range as I can possibly be. So ultimately I did end up going down due to my own mistakes, and the Ruined Sentinels claimed another victim, and then they claimed another victim on top of that, and then they kept claiming victims until I looked like a dried up shrimp. So then I was like, this is enough. I need to lock in. Frankly, I need to pay attention to what's going on. So as always, Yahim goes down without too much of a fight. Did hit me once, but it's okay. I just pretend that that never happened. And then I didn't drop down into the pit like a stupid moron, because I remembered that Alyssa does actually jump up, and that is exactly what you're meant to do. But then I forgot how long her weapon is and got pancaked. But it's okay. I locked back in and thought to myself, I need to kill Alyssa as quickly as I possibly can before Reese jumps up here with her. But alas, I failed due to my passivity, and so I had to bring them both down into the main section. And when I jumped down into the main section, I ended up being super passive, and I was like, no, I need to remember to be aggressive. So I tried my best to be all up in their face, but when the two of them are so close together, you risk being like lingering hitboxed, if that makes any sense. But it's okay, because Reese finally disappeared and it was just me and Alyssa. And I locked in again after spam healing, because I am a chronic healer. I do proudly claim this. I'm a very chronic healer. I heal at every open instance. You know, after some spam rolling and some not paying attention, Alyssa did go down. And thank you for this request, and I'm sorry to anyone else that requested the Cestus Satus fist weapon but I did choose the Ruined Sentinels because I ultimately thought that the three of them would be more entertaining than one boss. Next up, we have Manus from Dark Souls 1 with the sniper crossbow. And to me, when somebody says defeat Manus with a bow, they typically only ever mean one thing, and that is to stand atop the chasm of the abyss with that bow and cheese him to death. And if that isn't what you meant, my friend, LOL, get wrecked. I know cheeses in this game better than you ever will. I'm kidding, don't hate me. And I know that's not, you didn't mean for me to do this, but I did it anyway. I basically just completely disappointed you. I'm sorry. Disappointment aside, the next boss is the covetous demon with the washing pole, aka a katana that consumes way too much stamina for how nimble and dex it looks. And perhaps as an act of karma, I didn't first try our gluttonous friend. I did end up fumbling as 10 tons of moldy flesh piled onto me all at once. But seriously, can we talk about how the washing bowl, for such a unique katana, consumes this much stamina? Like, it's absurd. No katana should ever use that much stamina for how, for lack of better wording, small they are in comparison to most weapons in the Dark Souls franchise. I have never felt so embarrassed in my life. To die to the covetous demon is truly an achievement that very few have managed to acquire. Alas, a simple follow the big guy around his body and occasionally roll out of the way strat never fails in Dark Souls 2. In a way, thank you for this simple request. It's nice to have a break from cheesing bosses. It's just so difficult and stressful to fight bosses in unintended ways. A briefed swap to Dark Souls 3 for my beloved Abyss Watchers. I simply couldn't ignore this one. It said Abyss Watchers and I said, I hear you, my friend. This weapon is crazy, like insane. Okay, never mind, I will come back when you have more time to spare, my friend. As I was saying, this weapon is like bizarrely broken. It's completely unupgraded. I'm using it as is. I knew strength was good in Dark Souls 3, but I didn't quite know it was this good, simply because I am a twin blade goblin. I have to admit it, I would do just like insta-lock the thief class and just use the twin blades for the entire game. Anyway, this was a really fun mini challenge thing. Although this is not a challenge run. I'm not a challenge runner. I'll never be good enough to be a challenge runner. But anyway, this was fun. It was over quite fast because the weapon is absurd. But it was fun, and that's the most important part. And any excuse to fight the Abyss Watchers in the brilliance that is their tomb and the brilliance of the mechanics of the fight, I will always take up. I will never ever deny it. I'm rambling to fill the space, but no, seriously, this was probably my favorite one to do. And I'm not just saying that because it's the Abyss Watchers, I promise. This is the only backstab that I managed to pull off in the entirety of this fight, because unlike literally 99% of players that can put the Abyss Watchers in a backstabbing loop, I can't. I simply can't. I just am really bad at Dark Souls 3. I just kind of pray that I live and the boss dies, sort of thing, you know? But thank you for this one. It was very fun. Back into Dark Souls 1 with Dark Sun Gwyndolin. And if you know, you know indeed. I know exactly what you're referencing here, Saki. And I hate you for it, actually. I despise you to my very core. I'm just kidding. Again, I am so funny at telling jokes. I know, you don't have to tell me twice. Anyway, this Gwyndolin fight is as about entertaining as all of the other Gwyndolin fights, and a lot of useless stamina consumed. So I'll just let this one play out. Ooh, that was so difficult. That was really, really intense. Thank you, Saki, for tormenting me once again. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I love telling jokes. We're returning back into Dark Souls 2 to make any soy rage even more at the sheer idea that somebody can enjoy this game. That fact aside, I did get pancaked by what is effectively a tutorial boss, but it is okay because this is the winning run. I chose this comment because I was intrigued that it was the last giant of all the bosses. You know, we've seen Covetous Demon, but that was sort of a meme. But the last giant is this weird space in which he has actually claimed a lot of lives because of how slim he is for a giant. You kind of get, not necessarily confused, but I think you underestimate how nimble he can be. But rambling and facts aside, this was fun. I always feel bad for our lost little king here, but it's okay. Any chance to play Dark Souls 2 is a chance not wasted, so thank you for this recommendation. It was fun. Back into Dark Souls 1 now. I know we're going back and forth quite a bit, but a little whiplash never harmed anybody, I'm sure. And we're facing the Capra demon, and if you were expecting me to not instantaneously panic and run upstairs, you thought wrong, I'm afraid. Once again, I'm not a challenge runner, I never will be, and I will never be good enough at these games to perform challenge runs, so I take pride in the ability to cheese and in the ability to ease. And so that is what I will be doing, and if you hate that, I'm not sure what to tell you. Anyway, moving on, I love this shield. It's transposed, if you didn't know, from the Moonlight Butterfly. You get this, you can choose between this shield or the horn. I don't know its full name, it's like Moonlight something horn. And in my own opinion, the shield is far better. Its blockage usage isn't great. I think it blocks about 70 physical damage, and I also believe it blocks some magical, but don't quote me on that, I don't really know the stats. But it's the skill, or the Ashen War if you're an Elden Ring fan, on it that really makes it shine because it deals magic damage. And everything in Dark Souls 1, aside from Seath, is incredibly weak to damage. The moon is incredibly weak to damage, that is true, but incredibly weak to magic damage aside from Seath. Moonlight Butterfly included, but thank you for this recommendation, it was fun. Moving on to Nashandra now. And I didn't choose this one because of Nashandra, as it's Nashandra and she literally doesn't do anything in the entirety of her fight, but I chose this because of the Vanquisher Seal. It's a very, very unique weapon, or shall I say ring. If you aren't aware of what it does, it takes your pure bare fists and amplifies them and turns them into a very viable weapon. Unfortunately, Nashandra probably isn't the best boss to showcase it on, but if you are looking to use a new weapon in your Dark Souls 2 playthroughs, I would highly recommend the Vanquisher's Seal. My god, I can't speak. Very easy to get your hands on and very fun to play with. But other than that, I don't really have much to say, apart from the fact that I did almost die here due to, I don't know, what's a normal Dark Souls excuse? Hitboxes. Blame the hitboxes, right? But other than that, thank you for this recommendation. Very fun. And I will just let this one play out because, as I said, it's Nashandra. She doesn't really do anything. Next up is Bed of Chaos, and this is going to shock you considering I literally live and breathe Dark Souls 1, but this this fight like beat the shit out of me. And I do justify it in the next clip after this fight, so continue watching if you want excuses. But yeah, I picked this one because I was like, oh, it's Bed of Chaos with the fist, it's kind of a meme, you know. Bed of Chaos has like literally 1 HP, blah blah blah. And then I ate my words as quickly as I let them leave my mouth. You know, I did the simple, I'll just quit out, you know, play Bed of Chaos for a fool. And then when it came to killing her other daughter, I don't know, I guess she really prefers this daughter because I couldn't get over that. For like 2 minutes, I was constantly dying. I was in a loop of death and I could not escape. So I actually am putting this in the video to embarrass myself, I guess. There's just no excuse for it, really. I do want to make excuses, but there is none. I just... I clearly got my shit wrecked. But yeah, I guess once again it's karma for cheesing Manus. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I promise. But no, I put this in here as kind of like a meme, but then I was like, hold on a second. What is going on with this witch? And trying to get down the middle wasn't any easier. I don't know what it is. You know what? I think I just don't know the roles because I haven't done this fight legitimately in forever. So, you know what? I simply have nothing else to say other than the fact that yes, I am embarrassed. But you know what? No one will ever know. Surely I don't put this in the video, right? Like this is a secret between me and OBS. Right? Right? After just barely surviving that run through middle, I panic rolled for my life in fears of the flame pillars killing me and making me do it all again, and I've never been so joyed to punch that witch in her face. Thank you very much. Our last boss of 10 for 10 is Soldier of Godric. This came to me by a friend. I told them I was doing this as a celebration, and they said, oh, you should do Soldier of Godric. I said, okay, weird choice, but sure. So here's Soldier of Godric, but only the keenest of eyes will notice something is amiss here, and I'll leave it up to you to decide what that is. So, in the time that it takes me to kill Soldier of Godric, I will fill this space with more thank yous. Like, seriously, thank you so much. 10,000 is bewildering. In fact, I think I'm like almost at like 10,500 or something. It's crazy. I'm growing so fast. I am very aware of this. You guys don't have to worry. I'm very acutely aware of this fact. And the second thing I want to say is that I am not an AI voice. This might sound really weird to some of you, but I'm not an AI voice. On every single one of my videos, without fail, okay, maybe not every single one, but like a majority of them, there is at least one comment saying, I like the video, but it's weird that you're using an AI voice. Or, is this an AI voice? Weird choice, but I like the video. Or sometimes it's just like, your video sucks and you're using AI voiceovers. That sucks even more. So this is me clarifying in video format. I am not an AI voice. I promise you, I'm not an AI voice. I'm just a woman. This may sound really difficult to believe, but I am just a woman that likes From Software games. Like, I don't know what you want from me. But I thought I would get that out the way, because it's not like bothering me to a point that I can't sleep, but it is just kind of getting mildly annoying. I feel like I'm being completely discredited for, you know, going to the effort of voicing my own videos when, mind you, there are male From Software content creators that use female AI voices, but you know, that's a topic for another space, not on my channel. I'll leave you guys to think about that in your own time. But that aside, the third point I want to say is that I am reopening my Discord server. I previously had a Discord server and let's just say it went really badly. Yeah, it went horribly. So I'm reopening it because now that there's 10,000 of you, I'm sure, or at least I hope at the bare minimum, there's at least one of you that wants me to have a server. So I'm reopening it. And if it goes horribly again, I will just take the hint and close my Discord forever and never reopen it. So if you would like to join, you can check the description of this video, or you can find it linked on my channel, or I'm sure I will add like a little information card on this video right now, actually, so that you can click that and join. And the first person to join actually will get the Soul of Cinder role alongside myself. So if you feel like being really special on the internet and standing out from everyone else in a Discord server, be the first to join. And also, I'm going to do a Nitro giveaway just to celebrate the occasion. Because I feel like saying thank you is all fine and dandy, but I actually need to give back to the community, you know. So I'll be doing a Nitro giveaway in my server. So yeah, I'm basically just trying to entice you guys like moths to a flame to join my social space, partly because it'll be fun and partly because Deep of the Night, Night Rain, Deep of the Night, am I right guys? We all need people to play Deep of the Night with. So yeah, join my server please, thank you. But yeah, no, this was really fun. It was very last minute. I was actually making another video and then I was like, hold on, I actually haven't like properly done anything to say thank you for 10,000. So I did this impromptu. Once again, for the millionth time, I am not a challenge runner. This is not a challenge run video. I will never be good enough to challenge run. I have no intentions of challenge running. I'm not that well versed at all in any of the games to be challenge running. This is simply a way for me to acknowledge and show my appreciation for my growth and for you guys' support, obviously. So I know that I'm going to get a comment saying you're rubbish at these challenges or you're really bad at fighting bosses, and I'm well aware, but the funny part is that I never intended to be good to begin with. But yes, thank you so much for watching, and if you saw yourself in this video, if any of the comments were your own, drop a I love Soldier of Godric in the comments or something, I don't know. But all of that good and gracious stuff aside, until next time, praise the sun, and I am not a challenge runner.
Don't you dare let yourself go hollow, lest my time spent on you be wasted.